if you click to check out the Viseart Grand Pro Volume 2, then please keep on watching. Hey friends, my name is Alicia. Thank you so much for dropping by. And if you are returning, thank you for coming again. Kinky Sweat stands for my kinky hair and sweat life. I am a fitness professional who loves everything movement and beauty. And if you want to check out what I do in between the makeups, you can head over to my Instagram and see my daily movement musings. Very excited to finally crack into Grand Pro Volume 2. And again, thank you so much to Muse Beauty Pro for making me an affiliate. And just a huge thank you to you guys for your support and just your overall kindness in your watching my videos, sharing my videos, and just engaging in really great conversations, because that's what helps my engagement and maybe helps brands see my videos. Or I'm not really sure how it works, and you don't have to comment, you don't have to watch, and you choose to do so. So thank you so much. I could not ask for a better squad, and I'm always excited to show you eyeshadow videos because I think I found my groove with these multi-look videos, you know. And again, a huge thank you to Muse Beauty for entrusting me to be an affiliate, because I am not a professional makeup artist, but for them to think I am valuable to have on their affiliate program, it just is beyond meaningful, and I am so grateful for that opportunity. So thank you again. Today we're doing a multi-look video. Now we have like 30 shadows in here, so not gonna do 30 looks, but we will go over details, we will do the swatches, and this video is just to kind of help guide your decision if you want to get the Grand Pro 2. Sephora is having their summer bonus sale currently. Grand Pro 2 is available on Sephora.com, and if you do decide to get it, it will be 20% off. Or if you want to wait for another Muse Beauty Pro sale that might happen later on towards the end of the year, maybe like the holiday season. So here it is. It comes in this beautiful textured sleeve, and inside you have the actual palette. It says Viseart here. It's a soft matte touch. Alongside you have the tab, and you have where it says Grand Pro Volume 2, and here you go. We have the shadows. It's an easel type setup, so you can make it so it stands upright or you lay it down flat. It does have a mirror and it folds back on itself. It has the protective sleeve on here, so let's flip that back, and here you are. Disclaimer, this is a pro palette. It was designed for makeup professionals. That's why you have so many shades, and it's not really for the consumer to spend $175 on. Not to say consumers cannot make that happen. So I just want to make that clear. Viseart didn't make this palette and say this is not for the average makeup wearer. No. This is pro, because if you are professional, you will have a wide spectrum of clients. Different skin tones, different skin textures, and you just have a wider variety of finishes and what have you, just for that. Now, if you're like me and who loves eyeshadow, I will definitely get a kick out of this. And also, if I'm traveling and my friends need me to help them with their makeup, I have 30 shadows to do that with. Quick details: this is made in the USA. It has a suggested shelf life of 36 months. Total net weight is 60 grams. That's a lot of product. Each pan is 2.12 ounces, which is the same size pan in their smaller 12 pan palettes. The essential shades: highly pigmented, smooth, homogeneous texture, easy blend, no fallout, long stay. Now, I would highly recommend that you check out Stephanie Nicole's video. She actually has two. She has one video where she interviews Alphonse from Muse Beauty Pro and Anastasia from Viseart. They speak about the palette, how it was designed, different columns, what they do, but we'll go over those details. But if you want to watch that interview, I would highly recommend it. And Alphonse also does two demos, one on Stephanie and the other on Anastasia, showcasing some of the shades in the palette. And the other video Stephanie Nicole has is her own video in San Francisco, where she talks about the palette, her experience, where she traveled to Viseart headquarters or Muse Beauty Pro headquarters, and then she does the finger swatches as well as the brush swatches. So I will link those videos down below if you want to check them out. I won't live swatch these because it will take us quite a bit. What I'll do is I'll show you each row, and I will explain the details for what each roll is formulated to do. In terms of how this palette is organized, unlike the Grand Pro 1, the all matte palette, it was organized organized by tone. Row by row, you have all the different shadow shades, but within the same tone family. This is organized by finish indicated by the column that the shadows are in. And excuse me, I forgot to mention earlier with the details, like their newer 12 pan palettes that have been redesigned, this palette is magnetic and the pan frame has grooves, so you could pop these shadows out and just customize however you want with Grand Pro 1 or the smaller 12 pan palettes. Or they're singles, because they have singles as well. And at the time of the Grand Pro 2's release, these were all new finishes for Viseart. So let's start with column number 1. Here we have the Crystalline highlight column. This column here that you just saw swatched on my arm is designed to be light sheer, and that sheer veil finish allows light to better travel through, so it can have that prismatic effect. And it's worth mentioning because you could use these as highlights on your face. You can use these to layer on the different textures here to again create that different veil of color to almost transform the shadow. For instance, this here has like a bluish tint to it, and that one's swatched, so you see that has a bluish tint and it's next to the blues. In fact, all these shades have some type of blue in them, and you could layer this on top of any of these shadows to kind of heighten the lights, the reflectivity of them. So know that depending on where it is row wise, you can layer these crystalline highlights on any of these textures. And again, as mentioned, you can also apply these shades as highlights on your cheekbones, brow bone, inner corner, nose bridge, Cupid go. And here we have the Prismatic Metallics. Sorry for my messed up swatches. I'm like doing it like this. Anyway, this is a classic metallic formula, medium to full coverage, and they have crystals layered into the shadow, so it has that really reflective glitzy effect. So the reflectivity is just outstanding, but the pigmentation also is through the roof, so you could apply any of these shades on the lid and it will just look phenomenal. Next row, we have our chromatic foils, and here are the chromatic foils swatched on my arm. You can see they have a very wet look, and I think this might be the favorite texture in the palette for many. Now again, as a liquid foil finish, dry formula, these are applied dry, and just look how shiny they are without a mixing medium or without a setting spray. You could apply any of these shadows wet or dry, but the foils are so smooth and just have so much light to them. And again, I actually tried some of these the other day and they are beautiful on their own, or you want to blend them out, put them in with a matte or layer them with another highlighty shade in here. It's a really beautifully smooth formula. I think you will like this a lot if you decide to get the Grand Pro 2. Next up, we have our Luxe Metallic column. And here we have the Luxe Metallic swatched on my arm. I wore this shade the other day and I just blended it throughout my crease. I need a matte to do that with. These are just so incredibly smooth, high pigmentation, like the color richness is out of this world. Again, a few more details. They amped up the formula with more pigment, has a rich payoff. I mean, this is applied dry, and again, it has really nice glide across the skin. I only use that shade here again, and this formula you could blend through your crease not needing a matte, and it just looks so smooth and rich, and they last a long time. Column number 5, we have our Celestial Duochromes. And here are the Celestial Duochromes swatched. Look at that freaking shade. Are you kidding me? Look at that blue reflectivity in the violet base. And this is from what Alphonse said from Muse Beauty Pro on Stephanie's interview, that these types of shades usually are coated with 2 colors, but they wanted to make them more sheer so that light could better travel through them and just have a better play of color and just look more delicate on the lid. And a quick note about that, I feel a lot of people don't research or don't care to know more about a product. When it comes to Viseart, this is a pro makeup line. They put a lot of thought into their formulations as to why they formulated the way that they do. And I think it's important, especially if you choose to buy a $175 palette, that you know how to use it and you know what to expect. Upon initial swatch, if I didn't know anything about these shadows and how they were formulated, I would think they quite sheer or not pigmented enough, or just why am I spending so much money on shadows that are thin feeling. And I think that's the dialogue with a lot of young folk out there who are just accustomed to thick swatches on the arm that have no indication of how it will actually perform on the lid, which is ultimately the priority since it's an eyeshadow. I feel they made it a more sheer thin formula so that it could layer better on the lid and it'll just look more reflective overall in the end. If you want more shine, you can wet it with your setting spray or use a mixing medium, but I feel they did the right thing in making these a little more thin. And it's just important to know, because if you buy this palette and you're expecting thick feeling shadows for all 30, it's important to know that some are going to be sheer than others, and they did that for a reason. And the last column we have is the wet dry glitter topper, which is the first time at the time of this palette's release that Viseart did a glitter type of formula. And here is column 6 swatch. You can see the glitter particles coming through in a lot of these bases, and this is definitely recommended to be used with the mixing medium. So upon purchasing this palette, because of the buy this get this sale, they threw in a free Esom mixing medium alongside one of their Taklon brush fiber brushes, so that's a lot of fun. You definitely have to use a mixing medium, because if you don't, the glitter particles will fall on your face, because glitter is heavy and it's not going to stay unless, again, use a mixing medium of some sort, or you put on your false lashes to keep those particles from falling onto your face. It's a sheer base with glitter woven into the formula and is meant to be used with a medium transformer. So just keep in mind, if you apply this dry, you will get fallout, but if you use a mixing medium, whether some Esom or another brand, you're gonna have a better color payoff and better adherence to the lid. So those are all the swatches, friends, and the details about each column, the finishes, what they're designed to do, what you should expect from each of these columns and shades. Definitely will pull from each and just kind of play with the different shades in here. And I'm not even going to dip out and use the mattes. I'm just going to use these all over my eyes, and we'll see what we can get from that. And with all those details out the way, on my lids, I have the Too Faced Born This Way multi-use concealer in natural beige, as always. And they sent me also Esom brushes, so a huge thank you to Celeste for shipping those over. I'm gonna try these today with the shadows so you can see how these perform as well. I'm gonna use the Luxe metallic column for my transition because it is the smoothest out of all the textures in here, and I think optimal for crease placement. Let's just start with this shade. Why not? Taking an Esom S33, and is a lot smaller than the S34, so this is ideal for smaller hooded eyes or just more concentrated placement of color throughout the crease. In with that cranberry shade, and just so you can see how this applies and how beautifully it moves. You could punch it on as well to get more color payoff. But look how smooth that is. I love, you're not even in frame, Alicia. So if you want, you could pat it down first and then use the brush to blend it out. I love this. Taking my E34 just to zhuzh the edges and blow them out a little bit more. You don't have to do this. I prefer my eyeshadow to come out to a point, so that's why I'm blending further. That's nice. I'm also putting a little more here on the outer corner and using that smaller tapered brush to just connect. Let's take this prismatic metallic shade. Going in with my Esom W21. Definitely wetting this shade just to get a little more stick because it does have glitter particles in there, or crystalline particles. Oh, wow. Do you see? It's hard to see on camera, but the little bits in here are pretty. Just patting it down in and around the lid. Oh, well, excuse me. Same brush with a chromatic foil. Inner third, and using the tip of the brush to just kind of carve out in and around under the crease. Let's take this Duochrome shade. Same brush, wetting again. Pulling that along the lash line. And just so you can see the glitter toppers in action, I'm just taking my eyelash holder, plastic, dropping in some mixing medium. With that same brush, just dabbing the very tip. Don't overload the brush with mixing medium, friends. That's it. That's all we're doing. Just dab excess off the towel. Take that just to the edge of the shadow. And now just to the outer edge or outer corner, just so you can see the glitter and the color of the shadow. Oh my god, that's pretty. So you see how much of a difference mixing medium makes in terms of ensuring that this texture will stay on the lid and the glitter particles won't fall, which they didn't do. I don't see anything on the greater under eye area here, so we're doing well. My camera shut off, how rude. Taking the G27 with the Luxe Metallic Cranberry shade to the outer third of the lower lash line, further blending out the edges of the top. S31 with the first Crystalline shade to the inner corner, so it has like a nice pinky shift to it, which I feel meshes very well with the red going on. I did get a little bit of fallout from, I believe it was either foil or the metallic, something, but it's fine. That same Crystalline shade on the brow bone right under the arch. All right, friends, let's put on some lashes and I'll be right back. Here's the final look, friends. All finishes on the lids, and for lashes we have Kiss lashes in the style Ritzy Natural Black. I wanted to apply all the textures just so you can see, and maybe you could see it or not on camera, but just the glitter particles that are strewn across the lid and crease. But I just love the tones of these shadows, and they were very easy to apply even with the mixing medium step. And here's a wide shot on the lids. I had the Dior Rouge Ultra Rouge 823 in Ultra Ambitious, lined with Makeup Forever's Artist Color Pencil in Anywhere Caffeine, and topped with Pat McGrath's Liquid Lust Gloss in For Real. I realized that I can do 5 looks. Hear me out. I could just do row by row. It's not the first time that I do 5 looks in one video. And this is not to provide looks. This is a demonstration just so you see how the shadows apply, the textures, what they do. So if you don't think this is inspiring enough, or I'm not jumping around enough and creating different looks and using different techniques, this is not what that video is for. Liz Torres, okay? This is just so you can see all of them in action. I know I said 3 looks and I wouldn't use all 30 shadows, but I got all day. This is what I'm gonna do. So with that said, let's get into row number 2. S33 with this bronze Luxe Metallic shade. Punching that throughout the crease first. I used this color the other day. It's so pretty. It's like a bronze copper type of deal. And look how beautifully it moves across the skin. I mean, it's just amazing. This gold shade, the Esom W20. Oh, wow. I feel like you're too far. This is apply dry, friends. Look at that shine. That's amazing. Oh my god. This shade is in the row. Well, how can we use that? I'll just put it on the lash line. Same brush, but you know what? I'm gonna be smart and spritz. Hello, why were you so blurry? Yeah, oh, that has some sparkle. So what I would do, you could probably use a mixing medium with that just to ensure that those particles don't spread and fall. I'm just going to carefully punch in. How about that? And just kind of feather out the edges so it can melt with that bronze metallic shade. Taking this Duochrome, placing it right here. Dipped in the mixing medium, and now taking this orangey shade. I'm gonna pat it down on the outer V and just make a bracket around the gold foil. Now with this Crystalline shade in the corner. Oh, that's pretty. It's like a silvery type of shade. Yeah. Just zhuzhing the crease a little bit. My camera is being so stupid right now. All right, friends, let's do the other eye and I'll be right back. Finished look, friends, and on the lashes we have the same Kiss ones in the style Ritzy Natural Black. And here you can see it better. Any sparkles perhaps from the glitter topper shade we applied on the outer V. And then we have the chromatic foil here that had a lot of glitter specks, but I think it's quite pretty with the bronze and the gold on the lid. And here's a wide shot with the same lip combo we had in the last look, and you can kind of see how the gold bronze color story kind of meshes well with like the blue cobalt we have going on the outer lash line. Again, this is not so much to create, I mean, you can do this combination for a look, but it's really just to showcase different finishes of the eyeshadows. I love the duochromes. I feel like the duochromes in here are a great opportunity to add that bit of flash and just character to your look. But I love the texture of them. They're very lightweight, they're not heavy, and they're fairly easy to apply. And I've been applying mostly on the lower lash line because I've been showcasing the foils on my lid, but you can do a number of things. Maybe we'll flip it on the next look and try a duochrome on the lid and maybe the Luxe Metallic or the Chromatic foils on the inner corner. How does that sound? So with that said, let's get into row number 3. S33 with this teal Luxe Metallic shade. Let's punch that in, get the color. Oh, well, hello there. Wow, well, that's fun. Patting and pulling down because I want to get the majority of the color under the crease first, and then I'll use my S34 to further blow it out. Taking this green from the second column, G27, definitely wetting. Place that mainly, on the center of my lid. That's really pretty. Mixing medium with this greenish topper shade, glitter topper shade. Since it's lighter in color, I'm gonna place this on the inner third and then pat down. Oh, I like that a lot. Wow. Definitely taking this beautiful lime shade with, again, the W21. Inner third of the lower lash line. I love that shade. I mean, I knew I was gonna love this foil. Lime green, anything, I'm like, take me there. I'm taking that Luxe Metallic shade that we first applied on the crease with the same brush. I'm curious to see how this duochrome will appear on top of, I don't know, let's just put it here. Oh, love that. I'm so happy we did it. Yeah, look how that changed the shadow completely. That's gorgeous. I'm just cleaning up here with my S33 brush, and now we'll head into this crystalline highlight shade. Oh, that's pretty. All right, friends, get the other eye done and I'll be right back. Finished look, friends, and on the lashes, same Ritzy style by Kiss, and I am just loving this pop of lime foil under the lashes. It really just brings out the look and highlights just the overall green teal story we have on the lids. Here we have a wide shot, and on the lips I have Charlotte Tilbury's Kissing Lipstick in Hepburn Honey, lined with her lip cheat in Iconic Nude. I freaking love, I mean, I would wear this out on just on a regular type of day. But again, I wanted to showcase the different textures of these shadows, and like you saw, you can use, I believe it's called, I have to keep my notebook on hand because I forget the names. The Luxe Metallic shades are just so smooth. You could pull them through the crease and it could set up your eye look, and you could pretty much, again, jump around however you want, but I just wanted to stay within each row, and I think they kind of did that on purpose. Like, each of these crystalline highlights just meshes well with the colors that they have in their row, and I can't wait to tap into the blue because this has a blue shift to it, and then this has a violet shift to it when we get to the purple. So looking forward to that. We got 2 more rows, you guys. Lids, I'm sorry, but this is all for the makeup. I'll see you here in a bit. Oh yes, look at that. Oh my god, I didn't even tap my whole, what? You're getting blurry at this moment. Wow. Wow, that is amazing. Oh my gosh, that is blue, or cyan as Echo would say. I'm just carefully pulling it across here. That is absolutely gorgeous. Look how opaque that is. Whew. I have to go in with this shade Mixing Medium added on. This is from the second column, and oh my goodness, look how shiny that is. I mean, that is shiny. Now with the glitter topper shade with some Mixing Medium, I want to pat that onto the outer V just so I could bracket that beautiful prismatic metallic teal shade. I'm getting a lot of fallout, but I could have just done my eyes first and then concealer after. And I haven't been very good about tapping off my brush. I don't know why I keep forgetting to do that. I definitely want to take this duochrome shade, placing it on the inner third. I just want to see it transform. Oh, giving that a spritz. There we go. There we go. Foil silver shade with our pencil brush. Hit the inner third, the lower lash line. Taking the blue Luxe metallic shade. Oh, so what's happening to our sun? Hello, excuse me, I'm not finished. Crystalline highlight shade. This has a blue flip to it. There we go. So pretty. All right, friends, let's get the other eye done and I'll be right back. Here's a close-up of our blue look. Same lashes on, and oh, this silver is amazing. But do you see like that blue reflect of the crystalline highlighter, how it just pulls the whole blue story beautifully well together? The duochrome we added to the inner third of the lid, it just adds such beautiful reflectivity. And again, this whole row is just so good. And here's a wide shot of the look. Same lip combo from previous look, and man oh man, that's a blue eye. It's good to know, or comforting to know, I can make an entire look with this palette and not dip out. And even if I jump around and change color stories, you know, I could use the Luxe metallics as like my base, or even just, you know what I mean? I did get a lot of fallout from that duochrome shade. I think it's the most crumbly out of all of them, so I definitely recommend that you either use a setting spray or a mixing medium before you go on the lid, and also tap off the brush, because if you don't, you will get this on your face. Or simply just do your eyes first and then your base after. I can get over this, what is it called, row number 4? I can get over this Luxe metallic in the blue. I mean, it is blue. The richness of it is outstanding. Prismatic metallics on the lid, that teal reflectivity, it's just outstanding. Wow, I'm impressed. We have one more row. My lids are dying, but you know what? It's fine. We're gonna make it. We're gonna see these violets, or excuse me, magentas in action. And I'll see you back here in a bit. Oh, we got leftovers from the blue party we attended. Oh yes. Oh yes. Punch this on. Oh, we're in the mid-afternoon and the light change is aggressive, as it always is. I just love how smooth these metallics are, but how color rich at the same time. Dipping into this prismatic metallic shade. Spritzing. Pulling that across the lid. Oh, look, you see the sparkle? You see the sparkle? Some mixing medium with the last shade here in the glitter topper row. Column, I should say. Inner third. Oh, wow. I think this one is the most sheer out of all of them, because right now I'm just getting the magenta colored glitter, but the base is very sheer. So with that said, I'm actually going to go in with the crystalline highlight shade in the violet row. And just help lighten up that glitter topper shade a little bit. Definitely going in with this beautiful magenta shade. Inner third for sure. This is what I applied on my eyes on Sunday, and I just love this color. Taking that duochrome, giving it a spritz, outer third, or just lower lash line. Ooh, you see the blue? It looks more blue on camera than it does in person. How cool. Taking the violet crystalline shade more on the lower end of the inner corner, and let's apply some lashes and I'll be right back. Woo, last look done. We got the magenta look going on. You can see some of the glitter particles here on the inner part of the eye, and this really beautiful duochrome on the outer part of the lower lash line. It's just outstanding. And the smoke out we got with that Luxe metallic shade, so good. And here is a wide shot, friends. Same combo from the last look. You get a better idea of how this looks from afar. And I have to say, I love how it matches my earrings. Now, from this look, I found that this is a little tricky to work with. I think you have to find the right amount of mixing medium and brush, and just to kind of get the sparkles, because I feel like this is more glitter than anything else, whereas some of the other shades had a better pigmented base. But again, these are designed to layer, so if you wanted, you could have put this on first, or I could have put this on first and then the glitter on top to add those magenta glitter specks and really liven up the eye. My friends, we use all shadows in this one video. My lids are like Are you kidding me? I hope this helped in showcasing all the textures, all the finishes, all the shades. We made 5 different looks. I know I used the same technique because I wasn't going to change my technique for each look. I mean, this is enough work as it is, just using the one technique that I did. Definitely the toughest textures to work with are the Prismatic Metallic row, second row, and the glitter topper row, the last row. These are my favorite. The foils and the metallics, I mean, you can't go wrong with those textures. They're smooth, they're easy to use, very user-friendly with any type of brush that you wish to apply them with. You saw how beautifully these applied with a crease brush. I mean, they spread so beautifully. And the duochromatic shades are very lightweight. They're sheer, but that makes them easy to layer. And they basically could transform any of these shades that you decide to apply them on. Now, I would use a little strategy. I mean, you could play with it. I don't know how, if you would apply that duochrome on top of, let's say, that prismatic green. So you might have to apply your color theory skills when strategizing eye looks from using this palette. But if you just wanted to stick to the row, like each row has its own color story. So again, by column is the finish, and by row, I mean, not completely all exclusively violet blue, because this shade threw me a loop because you can see the majority of the tones here are bronze, copper, orange, but then you got this shade and you're like, oh, interesting. You could pair it however you want, but again, definitely my favorite rows are the foil and the metallic. I love the duochrome row. I think the duochrome row is fantastic. The toughest duochrome to work with is this one. It has the most texture, so definitely make sure you use a mixing medium or a spray with that. All the others I feel are phenomenal. You could apply any of these with your finger, as you saw we did with this shade. It's a beautiful like duochrome lime shade that when layered over the greens, it just transforms that shade into something so reflective and bright. It just looks beautifully shining on the lid. And the crystalline highlights are gorgeous. You could use any of these on your cheekbone, but I just love the flip. You got the blue flip here, the magenta flip there, and you kind of have, I can't even explain what this shade is. It's such like a, it's like an olivey gold, like a taupey olive gold. I don't even know how to explain. Of course, this is more like your traditional gold. I know these are very far, but we had the swatches from the beginning, so. And then you got your more pinky highlight here with the copper, cranberries, and oranges. Listen, you have every freaking shade under the sun that you can make happen. Every color, perhaps not. But if you just had this palette, you could do anything. You can go from like a crazy magenta eye to something more low-key here with the bronzy cranberry shades. And again, I know a lot of these textures need a little bit of technique. They need a little bit of time to apply. So I would say if you're a makeup lover like myself and don't mind spending so much on eyeshadow, maybe stick with the smaller palettes. I think Koi is a great palette to have. It has beautiful shades all around. You could create neutral looks with. Or there are other palettes that don't have the same textures like they do in Grand Pro 2. It's more like a satin metallic texture that doesn't have the glitter particles, and you don't need mixing medium with them. So maybe if you want something more low-key, that you check one of those out. And again, the Sephora sale is going on until the 27th. And unfortunately though, I don't know if Sephora sells the new Slim Pro designs. You can double check. I think actually a lot of the Viseart Petit Pros are on sale, and you can get, whether you're Rouge or VIB, 20% or 50% off those discounted prices. And those little petite 6-pan palettes don't have the glitter toppers or the newer formulas from Grand Pro 2. So those are definitely more user-friendly if you're still wanting to buy Viseart, but you don't necessarily want to invest in the Grand Pro 2. I hope this helped if you are eyeing it in terms of checking out how the shades look, how they swatch, how they apply, how they combine with each other, the finishes, the different textures. All timestamps will be down below because this is going to be a long video. Hopefully this has helped, and yes, I did manage to also pick up Grand Pro 1. We got the matte shades, friends. We got the matte shades. Can't wait to use those. I might just do another 5 eye look using all rows here because I'm crazy and why not? I got this off Beautylish because over the weekend they had like a summer sale as well, and they had the Grand Pro 1 for 20% off, which would have been the same if I bought it off Muse if they were selling the Grand Pro 1 discounted, but they weren't. They were only doing Grand Pro 2. Did the 3 payment plan and I got both of them. I'm crazy. Anyway, until then, friends, that is a wrap. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video helped. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And until then, I'll see you on here again with another tutorial, multi-look video, or favorites list. Take care and I'll see you again soon.